This is Martin Gould Cummings reporting for Broadway Speaks Out at the 2009 Tony Awards. We are on the red carpet at Radio City Music Hall. Stay tuned for interviews of all of your favorite celebrities and stars of this year's Broadway season. I'd like to give you a marriage equality pin.
Yes! I love that you gave me this. I will...
That's on behalf of Broadway Impact, which is headed by Gavin Creel, and Broadway Speaks Out.
I am such a huge fan of marriage equality. I couldn't be more, I don't want to get in the way if you guys have interviews coming that you want to do, but I couldn't be more of a fan of equality and the fact that it has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with equal rights. They've sort of beat us the first time around because they outframed us. They convinced people it was a religious issue and that their religious rights were threatened. And that's not the case at all.
So if you don't want to answer this, you don't have to, but as a former beauty queen, how do you feel about the whole Miss California ridiculousness that happened?
I think it's ridiculous. I think it's you know, honestly, and this is no disrespect intended, but I think it's ridiculous that we're still talking about this person because, frankly, you know, she is a pretty ill-informed young woman. I don't blame her in any way or you know, discount her right to have opinions based on the way that she was raised. But there comes a time in all of our lives where we have to look beyond just the way we were raised and learn to form our own opinions as adults. And I feel like she, you know, found herself in a position where she was given sort of a bully pulpit almost by accident. For the record, I don't think Perez Hilton helped at all in the aftermath, but you know, Perez Hilton's Perez Hilton. He's doing, you know, what he's doing for business purposes, I think, and he's, you know, obviously spinning hay into gold in this case. And I'm glad he asked the question. But I think that, you know, suddenly she's got a set of talking points, and I don't know that there's anyone who's taken the time to educate her on the complexity of the issue. They've said, "Oh, you're our girl," and you know what? If she wasn't so beautiful, we wouldn't care who she was or what she thought. And I think that is something that's wrong. I think that it's, you know, it's an injustice in our society. We shouldn't just give people an extra 15 minutes because they're pretty. And I'm a little nervous, you know. Now she's got a lot of media training and some pretty powerful supporters, and people keep putting her on TV. And I did an interview with one of the morning programs where they kept wanting me to talk about her implants. And I kept talking about marriage equality, obviously. I was like, you know, I don't even know why this is relevant. Who cares? Who cares if she has 2 hams stapled to her chest, you know? She's saying things that are really, I think, in my personal opinion, quite dangerous. And I think that, you know, to focus on, you know, to use whether or not she has implants as an excuse to keep putting her on TV just because she's pretty and telegenic and, you know, obviously speaks to a certain percentage of the population, it's not a good idea because it reinforces something that I think is harmful. And I have no doubt that by the time we tell our grandchildren this story, we'll be saying, I can't believe anybody was on the other side of this issue.
Yeah, I hope